Hello and welcome. So here I am again, yet again, another vlog. This time it is for Evidence of Learning 2, your learning manifesto. So I'd like to just start with, I think just explaining some of my general ideas that I've had straight from the off. So again, we're looking at the difficulties within using innovative technologies with education. So I'll just get some notes up here. So what I've done is I've used a Mind Miester to start with, just to pick, some ideas out. Let me just freeform some ideas, get that ball rolling. And the ones that I've come up with as a general, having looked at Godwin's Stealing Dreams video, but prior to that I thought I better just get some of my own ideas down. So what I've got is connectivity issues, limited resources, cost of resources, ever-evolving software, and overloading/overuse. So I'm going to have just quickly talk through some of them. So connectivity issues. We are very lucky that at the moment we are expanding constantly where internet is possible. So 20 years ago you'd never ever imagine that you'd be able to get a 3G or 4G or internet at all on your phone, and look at us now. We've got wireless internet, we've got the cloud, so it is, it's remarkable. However, unfortunately, due to the structural makeup, if you like, of teaching establishments, they don't always allow or enable or promote internet signals. So a lot of the students, and when I do work with them especially, I get them to use the college Wi-Fi, because I think it's unfair to ask them to use their own data when they're here if they can connect to the Wi-Fi, though I do give them the choice. And sometimes when we're doing that, the internet speed will just be very, very, very slow. Some students can't connect to it, there's other connectivity issues, the whole internet server might go down, so there's issues to be had there. And if you've planned a whole lesson around your students being able to access, say, some other resource that you've put online, and they now can't access that resource for the whole duration of your lesson, and that was one of the underlying factors to it, that's pretty important, isn't it? And it's going to hit anybody on the side. So limited resources. Although we live in a digital age, and although applications and hardware have never been easier to get your hands on, unfortunately they are still limited. So for example, the department I work in doesn't have their own digital resources. We rely on booking out what our establishment has, which includes computer labs, and it includes laptops and portable tablets with clip-on keypads that we can book out. Unfortunately, again, there's issues there, partly connectivity issues, partly planning and infrastructure. So you'll get it sometimes where out of the 20 laptops you'll book out, 10 of them have to do an immediate update when you switch them on. Some of them might not have charged properly. Some of them just won't be working. So limited resources unfortunately can make life quite difficult for a teacher in the situation. The cost of digital resources as well. So ideally we would all have the most cutting edge technology that there is out there, but actually that's very unlikely to happen, isn't it? So we are always likely to be slightly behind the lead applications and the leading technology out there. So for example, virtual reality at the moment has just hit consumer market, and some educational facilities have got it in there, but actually very few have it truly embedded and have the resources and can afford the resources to really put it into their classrooms. Moving on, so ever-evolving software. We've had a classic example of this, having come back after some weeks off in summer. So we have a VLE in SGS, and that is the Moodle system, which most of the lecturers here are quite familiar with and use quite well. So we went off for our summer holidays, the time we'd booked off, having Moodle there, to use as we did the year before. And unfortunately what's happened is over summer the IT department have updated Moodle, but it didn't inform any of the staff that they were going to do so. So in doing that, Moodle has had what has been termed the Moodle facelift, which means that everything is now in a different place. All the menus, all the buttons, all the settings, everything that we had set up and customised now has to be redone. And learning to do that is proving quite difficult at quite a hectic time of year, when actually all we want to do is get on it, get what we need and get off it. Where am I? So overloading or overuse. So my line manager actually said to me one day, Reese, when is one Kahoot going to be a Kahoot too many? When are we going to Kahoot our students out? And you know what? I think that's quite a fair fact, isn't it? So we do whatever we want with technology. We're very, very lucky here that we have, we've been given free rein along as we're teaching, and when we have our observations we're deemed to be good teachers and meeting all of the infrastructure that we need to and the targets that we need to. We generally are given good rein, which is nice. However, I think it's really, if I'm Kahooting and two other members of the department are Kahooting, the chances are that we share those students somewhere in the week. So suddenly going from one Kahoot every week, they might get 2 or 3, and then the ball builds, and before you know it, everybody's doing a Kahoot, or everybody's using mind mapping software or that kind of thing. And the same can happen just with a one-to-one basis. So if I used Mind Miester every single week of my lessons, then actually by the end of the year, yes, I'm going to have students that are very, very coherent in Mind Miester and mind mapping, but in the grand scheme of things I haven't really improved their digital literacy all that greatly, because digital literacy is about learning lots of little skills along the way as well as these larger skills. So you know, it might be formatting a Word, it might be how to put pictures into a publisher document and get them formatted correctly. All sorts of different tasks can be put with all sorts of different technology, and I always try to keep my technology fresh, and I always go with, if I'm not enjoying using that technology and I can't visibly see that my students are, I will try to tune off it. So that's it for this one. I just thought I wanted to explain verbally some of the ideas that I've had for the emerging themes that are out and about there. I think on a general scale we would be saying that these are probably institutional, probably regional, national. I think it's probably fair they could go up to global as well, because a lot of the issues there are big umbrella term issues. And then what I'm going to start looking at now is what's right and what's wrong, and how perhaps we can fix some of the issues that I've highlighted there. Thank you for watching.